15 shocking facts about the female body. "15. Women cry more than men. It's an annoying stereotype that women are emotional wrecks and quick to fall to pieces when something bad happens, especially during that time of the month. But the unfortunate truth is, according to science, that women do cry more than men. Psychologists from Tilburg University in the Netherlands found that women cry 2 to 5 times per month and 3 to 5 times more often than do. 14. Some women are born with 2 uteruses. I'm sure you don't appreciate the fact that you have 1 uterus sometimes. Having 2 would be too much. The odd truth is that some women are born with 2 uteruses and even 2 vaginas. All female fetuses have 2 uteruses, 2 vaginas and 2 cervixes to begin with that are split by a temporary wall. As the fetus grows, all these parts merge together, losing the wall, to form 1 uterus, vagina and cervix. In 3% of female 13. Women have more nightmares. I don't know about you, but I have vivid nightmares regularly. In a recent nightmare, I was being attacked by a horde of feral cats. Not fun. Unfortunately, research has shown that us girls are more prone to having nightmares. Dr. Jenny Parker of the University of West England found that women have more nightmares than men, and that our nightmares have a strong link to our emotions. The women who took part in the study showed not evidence of emblem dreams in which real-life anxieties concerning things that have happened in the past show up in their dream. 12. We're super flexible. It's not just the yoga that's making you as bendy as wet spaghetti. We're born that way. Scientists have discovered that women have a more flexible lower back than men. Of course, we have evolution to thank for that, the need for mothers to stay mobile during pregnancy. Obviously, you gain several pounds when you have a bun in the oven, and this shifts the center of gravity in your body. Without a flexible lower back, you wouldn't be able to stay upright. It means that when you're pregnant you can carry on doing all the normal stuff you would want to do, we just keep calm and carry on. According to study 11. The best age to have a baby. Our parents' generation can't quite understand the way in which many of us millennials want to wait to have children. Earlier generations had babies earlier. But when is the best time to have a baby? Biologically speaking, experts say that you are in the best condition in your late teens or early 20s because you're less likely to have complications during pregnancy. Yet, at that age there are more likely to be social problems. For example, it could affect your education. If we want to go into specifics, the best age for you to have a baby in terms of the health of the infant is 26 according to some experts, while other 10. We expose our bodies to harmful chemicals every day. I watched an episode of Chelsea on Netflix recently, which featured a woman talking about the impact of the products we use on breast milk. She had her milk tested and found she had nasty stuff in her milk like fuel. It's scary that the products we use affect our bodies in such a way. According to research from the Environmental Working Group, U.S. women apply an average of 168 chemicals to their bodies every single day. Some of those chemicals are harmless, but some are toxins which can increase the risk of reproductive issues. And 9. Our senses are sharper. Misogynists like to think that men are superior to women in all aspects of life. We know better, of course. And when it comes to our senses, we're superior. According to Dr. Paul Breslin, professor of nutrition at Rutgers University, women seem to have a slight edge up on men in terms of abilities. For example, men are more prone to color blindness and hearing loss. They're 5.5 times more likely to have hearing loss as they get older, starting at the age of 20. So maybe, when you think your guy isn't listening to you, it's that he can't hear you. 8. Our bodies have sensitive zones. Canadian scientists carried out a study to determine which erogenous zones on a woman's body are most sensitive. The test, involving healthy women ages 18 to 35, saw scientists prod women in their different parts with different levels of intensity, using scientific instruments of course. Here's what those saucy scientists found out. The areas most affected by light touching are the neck. 7. Our lady parts are longer than you think. You think of the clitoris as that little nub and tucked away under the hood at the top of your vagina. But she's much more than that. The clitoris extends inside of your body in a sort of wishbone shape. The nub is just the top part of it. The inside part forms legs that can be 9 centimeters. Our lady bits are much more complicated than you would think. Well, to be honest, we don't really think about them that much. But we're lucky to have a clitoris. It's the only part on a human body that is solely devoted to pleasure. Obvious. 6. Our lady parts grow with age. We stop growing in height in our teens, but there's one part of our body that grows throughout our entire lives, the clitoris. It seems odd, but it's true. By the age of 32, your clit will be 4 times the size it was at puberty. And it just gets bigger from there. By the time you reach the age of menopause, your clitoris will be 7 times the size it was when you were born. Clits come in all different sizes. Some women have them so small that it's even harder. 5. Half of us don't know where our lady parts are. Have you seen that episode of Orange is the New Black, where some of the ladies didn't know that we have 2 separate holes down there, the vagina and the one for peeing? It turns out that the storyline isn't so far from the truth. Many of us need an education in our own parts. A UK study showed that only half of the women surveyed could locate their vagina on an anatomical diagram, half. Plus, fewer than a third could label 6 different parts down there. It's bad. If you don't think you could label the parts, then you. 4. Our bodies change a lot in our 20s. I don't know about you, but I have noticed some changes in my body since entering my 20s. I certainly get worse hangovers now. The truth is that even in our 20s our bodies are still growing and changing, which is surprising because you would think that by the time you've gotten through your teens and come out the other side you're fully grown. Your brain, for example, is still developing in your early 20s, your prefrontal cortex. 3. Your man's seat is good for your body. It's hard to believe such a thing is the truth. It sounds like more of a myth your man would use to get some action. But seminal fluid really is good for a woman's body. First, it helps fight depression and anxiety. His swimmers contain the hormones serotonin, oxytocin and endorphins, which are all mood boosters. So next time you feel down, you might want to go out and get some action. Another benefit of his swimmers is that it helps you sleep better. Semen contains melatonin, which you've probably heard too. Women's and men's brains aren't so different. It's often thought that the brains of men and women work differently, and it's what makes us such staunch opposites. Yet a study at Tel Aviv University showed that, in fact, men's and women's brains aren't that different. There are some features that show up more often in women's brains, and some features that show up more in men's, but the study found that we all have a highly unique mix of such features. All our brains are individuals. Our experiences and environment also influence the characteristics of 1. Women hate their bodies more than ever. You'd think with the whole body positive movement that women would be becoming more comfortable in the skin they're in. But apparently, in 2016, we feel worse about our bodies than ever before. The Dove Global Beauty and Confidence Report surveyed over 10,000 women from 13 different countries and found body confidence to be at an all-time low. According to the survey, most women, 85%, have avoided going to important events because they didn't feel comfortable with their appearance. And perhaps the freakiest statistic says that 87% of women would be willing to starve themselves. If you like this video, please don't forget to give us a like and also subscribe our channel for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.